we talk a little bit, and then you play the Ukraine song, then I play two songs.
Okay.
Okay. Du singst nicht, ausnahmsweise. Robert? Yeah. Hello, welcome. Tonight we'll speak in English because we have a guest from California, and
Dankeschön.
yeah, that's nice. We thought it might be more interesting for all of us. So I hope you're doing well wherever you are. It's nice that you tuned in. Christian and I are here. Christian, applause, applause. And our guest, as I said, is from California. He's Copenhagen based. He organizes co-writing retreats, as the founder of the Copenhagen Songwriter Festival, gives lectures and consultation, a life for songwriting, I would say. Welcome, Brett Perkins.
Thank you.
Brett, when we organized this evening, the Song Talk, we thought we would predominantly talk about the pandemic and and maybe perspectives of the music industry.
Yeah.
And now the world has turned again,
Yes,
and
it changed.
has changed, and we might talk a little bit about the war in Ukraine. I would like to know, how does it affect you, or does it affect you on a personal level?
Yes. I mean, my daily life is not impacted in a practical way, let's say. But I have three friends who are in, or who live in Kiev, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I've been trying to get the proper pronunciation. I met them. They were, all three of these young women were students at a højskole, this creative school that you can come to in Denmark, and they were exchange students. And I played a concert there, and they were the first people I'd met from Ukraine. So we chatted, and then off they went. And then as I watched things evolving, or devolving is probably the better word, I would be checking in with them and saying, should we, how are you? Because there's the media, and then there's what's happening, and then, there's always a lot of different stories and who's spinning them. And initially the response was, oh, we're fine, and it's, it's being blown out of proportion, and this is just what, Russia does, and blah, blah, blah. And then in the last month, the U.S. government was saying, something's coming, we know something's coming. I reached out and said, if you do choose to leave, I can help find housing in Copenhagen. And again, it was like, I think it's going to be okay. And then 2 days before they closed the airports, I got a message from one of the girls saying, I'm flying out tomorrow and my housing has fallen through. Can I, and I said, sure, I'll meet you at the airport. And I put word out, and so many people responded offering housing. But the next morning, the invasion began, so she didn't get out initially. And then the bit of good news is that I've heard from her again 3 days ago, and she's in Poland now, so she walked out of. But there are two of them that are still there, and just the idea. Of course, it's more personal because
If you know somebody,
you know someone, and also if I were in California, I'd probably be feeling it at the gas pump, because that's sort of the only people, the friends of mine who are relating, they're saying, yeah, it's going to raise our gas prices, because it seems so remote. I would probably, I'd like to think I would be as concerned, but I probably would be thinking, oh, that's Europe's issue, which is a dangerous thing.
Far away.
Yeah.
Too far.
Yeah, but as we know, these things spread, and yeah. Yes, the two of the girls are still there. One of them's 6 months pregnant. They spent hours on the road trying to get out, couldn't turn back, and now they're in a basement, and I haven't heard anything for several days. And it's just horrible,
You are in contact now?
No, not now. I haven't heard anything yet, so I hope they're okay.
You said before, you wrote a song.
I did.
About this?
I did. I didn't want to write a song about it. As a songwriter, sometimes something's so big, and I think, well, first of all, as a writer, I don't want to fail at the, maybe fail is not the right word, but I don't want to under-deliver. I don't want to diminish or minimalize the how big of an issue this is by writing something that doesn't serve the purpose of helping. I guess that's
interesting
yeah.
point of view.
Yeah. Or saying, "Oh, look at me! I'm struggling with this." So I really felt I was aware of how much discomfort I was feeling about the whole situation, and I thought, "Okay, I'm not writing." I really said, "I'm not writing a song," and of course, the muse. It was like, yes, you are. So, because I could feel this pent-up emotion and pent-up energy, and I thought, okay, I need to do something. I'm aware, I'm self-aware enough to realize that I'm out of sorts. How do I fix that, or how do I address that? And songwriting has always been a path to self-awareness for me and self-expression. So I sat down, I sort of said, okay, I yielded, and I picked up the guitar, and I just said, we'll just see what comes out. And it pretty much just flowed straight out. I've made a couple of very small tweaks, but yeah.
It's your first time in Berlin?
No, not at all. This is not my first time in Berlin. I love Berlin. I played her many, many, many times. But it's definitely my first time writing a song about war. And would you like to hear that song?
I would
you
love
said
to
you said
hear
you
it.
would. Yes. Now I'm aware that there are people potentially watching on the screen, and that I'm looking at the camera that is designated for me. I'll be looking down primarily on this because the lyric is very new. It's very new. Yeah. You're right. The camera's right above you, so I can look at you and the camera. Both of us. Thank you. So this is just a few days new, and it's called Ukraine. Oh, and we need the guitar. Yes, turn the guitar back on. Thank you for that. So painful to watch, but I won't turn away. The horror of war in the course of these days. Do we raise more guns to the point of their guns? Do we sing out in praise for the sacrificed ones? Will we put a name to the source of our shame? Ukraine, Ukraine. To wake to the sounds of bombs in the street. Hell coming down, dressed in death and deceit. Do we raise more guns to the point of their guns? Do we hope for change bought by daughters and sons? Will we put a name to the source of our shame? Ukraine, Ukraine. Do we stop to pray as the fortunate ones? Do we shout out in vain of the heroes to come? Will we put a name to the source of our pain? Ukraine. 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 Dankeschön.
Oh, you speak German. We should switch to German.
No, I just have my thank yous. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, I must say, it's interesting. There are so many rhymes in English to Ukraine.
It's a good word to rhyme to, actually, I realized. Yeah, as a songwriter, I was like, okay, there are. And words the first word that came was shame, which is a soft rhyme, Ukraine shame. And I'm not a big believer in shame, but that was the word that came to mind. This feeling of, I'm ashamed for humanity that this is happening again.
Yeah.
That's the feeling. Like, can't we collectively do better? That feeling of shame, and that's a true word. So shame and pain were the two that I settled on. Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, we switched the topic for now and played two songs that were co-written during retreats.
Uh-huh. Would those be listening room retreats?
Listening room retreats, exactly.
Excellent.
And one on Crete with Eva Hilleret about coming home.
Yes.
I don't remember the scent of your perfume. Just the way you put your lipstick on. Seemed you were always in a hurry. To feed the kids and leave the apron at home. Oh, Mama, please listen. I have something to tell. I long for your laughter. I want you to be well. And I remember tears on your costume. Words unsaid, deeds undone. But what I see now, I couldn't see then. You were so young, always on the run. Oh, Mama, please listen. I have something to tell. I long for your laughter. I want you to to end the hurting we've been through. Coming home, home is a hard thing to do, but this time I'm coming home. I'm coming home to you to bring the love home to you. To bring the love home to you.
Cool.
Yeah, and another song. I wrote this on my first retreat with you on
Samsø, beautiful Samsø Island, Denmark.
2009
Yeah.
with Annette Ellegaard.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't know if you remember this. This was the key.
I think, were you playing it in the sound check? Because I think I recognized it.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
it
And I
was-
thought, I know that song.
Right, and originally it was an a cappella song, and
okay.
Annette only supported it a little
Yeah.
bit on the keyboard,
Keyboard, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then I went to another retreat with you. That's interesting at the Højskole.
Yes, oh yeah.
And when I came back, I found these
Found the chords.
the chords,
great.
you know, which is interesting. You know, how brains work.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It keeps working on the song, I'm convinced, whether we think we are or not, consciously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange connections.
Yes.
So the key. Here's a story I want to tell of a man living in a cage. He tried to fly, but he was caught in his golden age. Take my leather, take my gold. I'm aching to break free. Don't want to be what I was told, but I can't find the key. All my life I ran away. The fear burns deep in me. Tried my best to hurt the rest, but I only cheat on me. Take my leather, take my gold. I'm aching to break free. Don't want to be what I was told, but I can't find a key. Walls so high I cannot breathe, but I still smell the sea. Once again I want to feel my mother's hands on me. Take my leather, take my gold. I'm aching to break free. Don't want to be what I was told, but I can't find the key. Take my leather, take my gold, I'm aching to break free. Don't want to be what I was told, but one day I'll find the key. One day I'll find the key.
Yes, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember hearing that song. A couple of the lines very, very clearly. I remember from In the Circle in the evening, the first time. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, this is a long story, the song now,
Yeah.
for so many years. 2009, my
Yeah.
first retreat,
Yeah.
mind-blowing, life-changing.
And now this year's 20th anniversary. I've been doing it for 20 years. That's
You're
wild.
doing this for 20
years this year, yeah. Over 100 retreats.
Congratulations.
I'm happy I can just keep showing up.
This is, we still have some way to go.
Yes,
but
yes,
it's not
yes.
it yet.
No. And my daughter, Leva, who's a songwriter, she's 12 now, and she recently said to me, Daddy, I've been thinking, you're going to want to slow down at some point, and I could take over the retreats. I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you're serious, we'll talk about what it takes to facilitate a bunch of creative folks for a week.
So you'll have an intern?
Yeah, I think it'd be wonderful. The sort of as I transition out, she transitions in. Hey,
Why not?
Why not?
Looking forward to this.
Yeah. But at 12, she may make other career decisions. I don't know. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was 12.
Eventually. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, now we want to hear more music.
More
from
music.
Mr.
Okay.
Brett Perkins.
Well, thank you. This song was also written on a retreat, but not one that I was leading. I was on Lamb's retreat. It was a wonderful event up in Michigan, John Lamb. And I was a guest, one of their professional guests. And so I thought, I'm here to talk about songwriting, but no, I was there to write a song as well. Everyone gets an assignment from John. And he's very detailed in his assignment. I mean, really detailed. It's incredible how much time he must spend to come up with a very specific prompt for every single person.
Oh.
Really more of an assignment. And then you have to have it ready to play within like a day, So my assignment was, imagine, this was 2016 on the cusp of the presidential election. He said, imagine that you're an American expat living in Europe, and people are asking you to explain the American political process and what's going on in the U.S. right now and all this, division and...
in song?
In a song. And by the way, have it ready to play within, 24, 36 hours. And I said, thank you, John. And I do thank him for that. And I put the guitar back up. It's just my habit of turning it down so I don't wonk it when you're playing. So this is called Around the World and the US of A. You ask me if I can explain all the hatred we're hearing these days. Storm clouds heading our way around the world and the US of A. With losers and winners, saviors and sinners, all making their own power plays, forging futures fearfully faced around the world and the US of A. As a child, I pledged to the flag. As a teen, called a pussy and fag, all for wanting a world truly free, at least something better than what I had seen. Promises broken, secrets unspoken, the pride cometh before a fall. Macho defending, storybook endings, and the grief underlying it all. An eye for an eye, leaving everyone behind, bitter and blind as we rally. Faith wearing thin as a means to an end, foes made of friends through our folly. A part of me will always be hoping we'll see better days. Democracy, lasting peace, with love leading the way. I still treasure the land of my birth, won't give up no matter how deep the hurt. I still believe for all that it's worth. And God, it pains me to see it drag through the dirt. No simple solutions, blood revolutions will settle the debt yet to pay, heal the fractures we're feeling today around the world and the US of A. Around the world and the US of A. Around the world and the US of A. The home of the free and the brave.
It's so prophetic, no? I mean,
Yeah, unfortunately, it's still relevant. That's
but this is, yeah, no, I mean, 2016, you know, this was all, you know, ahead, you know, lying ahead.
Yeah. Well, it was not an easy song to write, but I am not the only one who was aware of all this a long time ago. You know, it isn't really surprising to anyone who's been paying attention in our culture, but we have a culture that in many ways encourages not paying attention. Consumer culture, you know, stay busy, stay buying, and don't look behind the curtain, as they used to say in The Wizard of Oz. You know? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. So none of what's going on is surprising to me. And it's one of the reasons I made it a point of, very pointedly, at the age of 17, I decided I would live in Europe. I mean, I was already focused on that. Yeah. And I didn't know how, but I was determined. So
And you made it.
I made it, yeah. I've been living in Denmark officially now 16 years as a resident there.
Wow.
Yeah, and back and forth for 22 years. So, yeah. Yes, well, that's 2 heavy songs out of me. Let's see if we can lighten the mood a little bit. No, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about this today too, because some people say it's not good to have concerts now. And I thought, well, you can't give anything to anybody with an empty heart.
No.
So we have to fill our hearts, with good things, and
Yes.
joy and laughter, and then we can go out and give something,
Sure.
to those who need it.
And also, I mean, we need to feel the things we're feeling, gathering and singing or hearing songs that move us, or going to a film, or reading a book, or, I mean, art, it helps many people. It is their vehicle for expression. Those who don't write their own songs or don't, so it's a channel into the emotions, and then they get released and they get transformed, and you become lighter. And then you have the capacity to take in more. That's my feeling. So to shut it down is not the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood all the safety issues, but it's sure nice to be back playing again. Wow. Thank you for the invitation.
Welcome. And now a happy song.
Well, the performer in me wants to play a happy song, but and I have a bunch of happy songs, but that's just not what I'm thinking about playing.
You what you want.
But it is a song about. I always try to put a little hope in my songs. I don't know about you. I always look for. Because I don't want to. I'm not a nihilist, and I don't want to bring people down. I think sometimes we have to look at difficult truths, but I want it to be hopeful. So I've been introducing this song lately by saying it took becoming a parent to be able to write this song, and it's called "Hope You Can See Me Now." Pumping the wheels of my bike fast as light for your attention. Braving a dive from the high board at 5, hoping for mention. You couldn't see me, awkward and proud. I hope you can see me now. Coming home drunk, I weaved and I stunk. You didn't notice. Locked in my room for hours in the gloom, so out of focus. You couldn't see me, angry and loud. I hope you can see me now. All that I wanted was a soft voice, some tender talking to. Was I so selfish not to notice you missed the same things too? But what's a boy supposed to do? Donning a suit and the ways of the root for your affection, slaving away for a sliver of praise in my direction. You couldn't see me, drowning in doubt. Hope you can see me now. All that I wanted was a soft voice, some tender talking to. Was I so selfish not to notice you missed the same things too? But what's a son supposed to do? Home on a leave with my family of 3, so full of wonder, flaming your eyes with a fog of demise, still filled with thunder. You couldn't see me loving out loud. Hope you can see me now. You couldn't see me still reaching out. Hope you can see me now. Hope you can see me now. Thank you.
Nice. Now I also want to sing a song of hope, you know.
That's what happens. You get two or more songwriters on stage, they start bouncing off each other.
We had, I had a follow-up co-write with a couple of songwriters, actually. I met at your and other retreats, and this is a song I wrote with Jen Hush in 2015.
The lovely Jen Hodge.
Lovely Jen Hush.
Sister Jen.
And she, we met on Inishir in October,
yeah.
and then we decided to write a song on the first day of the new year, and we do so ever since.
Oh, that's great.
2015,
Nice tradition.
you know, we always write this New Year song, you know.
Very nice. I didn't know that.
This is nice. And this song was is called Hide and Seek, and it's about leaving your family home and the question, what stays? So maybe I should give it some volume. The house is silent now, dust dances in the air. We walk the empty rooms, so many stories there. We spun the old tire swing, from dusk till dawn each day, dressed up in fairy wings, running wild and free. We played hide and seek out in the garden, carved a heart in the old oak tree. So sure this home was everlasting, but our love remains, I do believe. Seasons came and went, we grew up and moved on. Our time seemed endless, but life goes on. It's the memory that clings to the ordinary things, makes it hard to let them go. We played hide and seek out in the garden, carved a heart in the old oak tree. So sure this home was everlasting, but our love remains, I do believe. It's all packed up in boxes to be taken away. How do we decide what goes and what stays? the garden, a heart cuffed in the old oak tree. And I still see us playing hide and seek. Not in the garden, a heart cuffed in the old oak tree. And I still see us playing hide and seek, hide and seek, hide and seek. Thank
Lovely.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very special song
Yeah.
for me because I had to, say goodbye to my family home at some point, and I could relate to that. And then Jen said she played it in the church, and many people came up to her and said, yeah, well, same thing here,
Yeah.
It's also very American,
We live
thing.
so far apart from our families often. Yeah, there's such a big country to spread out.
This
Yeah.
is-
Yeah. The diaspora. Yeah.
Yeah, Brett, pandemic.
Yeah. What was that about? They're still debating
When
that. Let's not
was
open that.
Long time ago,
Yeah.
Was it rather a disaster or window of opportunity or in
Well,
between?
I probably, like many people, had a shifting relationship with it. From the initial, I'm not one who likes to get caught up in fear, and certainly not panic, because you don't make reasonable decisions there. But I was worried because there was so much that we didn't know, and it was so fast moving. And anyway, I just remembering those initial days were like, whoa, what is up?
When you went shopping and you thought, oh, will you ever make it home?
Well, just the whole, fortunately, I was in Denmark again. There wasn't the hoarding and things on the levels that you would see in the U.S., for example. And I know there were a lot of reasonable people not doing that, because of course the news grabs the glamorous stuff, stuff that gets your attention. People with 100 rolls of toilet paper and all that. But so after the initial, okay, well, we're just going to sit it out, I realized, I worked from home anyway. My partner at the time was also working from home anyway. So, of course, financially, it brought up significant questions. Fortunately for me, my partner was and is a scientist whose job was not going to go away in the pandemic, and was able to keep us, even. Keep me in the lifestyle to which I was accustomed. So that was that was a huge boon, because I know how much a lot of the songwriters struggled. Especially in some of the countries where, in the U.S. again, very, very difficult. And then I sort of, to not make too long of an answer to this, I realized well, okay, I don't know. I can't control how long this is going to go. I'm very fortunate that I don't have to worry about where I'm going to live, or and I've already gained the 10 extra pandemic pounds from comfort eating, and lack of exercise and all that. I realized what an amazing opportunity for me, because I had been in my little internal critical complaining voice saying, oh, I would love to have like a few months off where I'm not constantly, putting together the next retreat and all that. Even though I'm thankful for that work, I just, and here it was, the universe delivered my sabbatical. So I took time to spend a lot more time in nature. I spent time with my daughter, a lot more time with her, and of course with my partner. And I wrote a lot of songs, but I didn't put that on me that I needed to write songs. I just sort of left it. So for the first 6 months, I didn't even pick up my guitar. So it was a lot of different things. And then I took a physical work job when I could, because I needed to be active. I realized my body was just like, come on, we got to do something. So I started working as in the equivalent, I guess, Bauhaus is the equivalent here. Yeah. And I was stocking things and moving things, and I got in great shape because most of these people that I was working with were like 21 or 22, and I realized, okay, I can keep up with them. That's good. You know, I probably ache a little more at night, but you know, there's a lot of lifting and a lot of that, and they needed people, so it was good. So yeah, a lot of different stuff. But now I'm really thankful that we're coming back because the retreats are meaningful to me, and I love to travel, and you know, like this is. Just being able to come back to Berlin, and I was in Barcelona a few weeks ago, and I'm heading to the U.S. In less than 2 weeks, so a lot happened. Also, one of the other things I realized just before the pandemic, actually it was already started, but we weren't, it was in Wuhan, and everyone was like, you know, sort of like, oh, there's a problem in China, you know, not our problem. I was in California for the memorial service of my older brother who had died a couple months before, and so that's kind of how the pandemic starts for me with the memorial for my older brother. So it's been a really interesting bookend, you know. I know I'm coming out of it with a much more heightened appreciation for living now. We've never known what's next. You know, the illusion that we can forget about death, we can forget about disaster, we can forget about all that and go on with our day. Because we need to, you know. The brain's not wired to be constantly worrying. And it doesn't do you any good anyway. But I think it really refocused on appreciating right now, you know. Just like as I was sitting listening to your song, it's like, I'm really fortunate to be here right now. And healthy and... Yeah, and there aren't bombs exploding in my neighborhood, and you know, yeah.
Nobody knows city Wuhan before pandemic.
Yeah, it was.
I was there.
You were there. You knew Wuhan.
You were
Wow.
in Wuhan.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And I didn't hear the name before.
No. Okay.
But it's the only city in China you cannot go by bike.
Oh, really?
It's always like this.
Oh my gosh! All the hills and things. Yeah.
The city is very, very large.
Wow.
And there are more than 30 million inhabitants.
Wow.
I
Wow.
couldn't imagine.
No.
But they told us they built companies there.
Yeah.
It was Fabriken, meine ich.
Oh yeah, manufacturing.
Yes, but it's all in the air.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the pollution. Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the people they enjoy that they have work.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know if we're ever going to know exactly what happened and where it came from, but the world.
This was the first time I heard about Wuhan.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
We went on a ship on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fournos, big river
Yeah.
of China.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what's next.
Yeah. Well,
how about for you? How was it for you?
How
Yeah.
it was for me.
Yeah.
I was.
It's not so nice.
I had an operation before the pandemic,
okay.
and I was still trying to recover
Yes,
from
I
it.
remember.
And right, and then we had one concert, and then a couple of days later, the first lockdown,
Yeah.
and I was in shock.
Mm-hmm.
I must say, I was really in shock, and I couldn't play guitar also for a couple of months, you know, because my mind was completely blocked from everything, and also, you know, I had a lot of plans, like many of us. I wanted to tour Poland, you know, and everything was set, and I was looking so much forward to it, and so I don't know. You had to learn to let your ego go.
Yes. Yes.
And slowly, I started a little co-writing project. You know, I got in touch with colleagues all over
Zoom,
the world.
yeah,
I must
Zoom,
say,
yeah.
and then we
Internet.
wrote via Zoom, and that kept me alive for some time. I must say. but all in all, and then when I started playing my songs again, I felt like every word was so intense. You know, I don't know if you also observed that.
It's like the poignancy came back, you know. Yeah. Because they were from the before time. You know, there's like, it's a real marking, like, back when things were other.
It was like this, what very often cited magnifying glass, you know. I also felt it for like my lyrics, you know, like I thought before I felt rather numb in my life, you know, compared to that I feel I was numbed, you know, and so I'm in a way I'm grateful for some of the effects of the pandemic and I'm still not 100% happy with it.
No, well, I don't think anybody would have wished for it, you know, but you can certainly take value from it.
I learned something. Also we did we kind of put up this SongTalk series, you know, which I really love because, as you know, I met Brett Perkins the first time I saw you was when I interviewed you for my book,
in Berlin.
In Berlin, right? So, and this was always like my passion, talking with songwriters about songwriting, and so it brought good and bad, like everything in life, I must say. Yeah. And now we'll see.
Yes.
And now we want to hear more songs from you, Brett.
Okay. Now I see there's this very organized schedule. It's very nice with an organized schedule. And it tells me what to do in a nice way. I mean, what's going to happen next. And it says maybe songs written in the last 2 years. That's the prompt.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can do that. I can give you songs written in the last 2 months. How's that?
Well, I want to hear one from the first lockdown.
Ooh.
No, you would choose
I have to think about that. Okay, well, these are, I'm going to turn the guitar back on, of course. And, these are somewhat recent. Since October, how's that? Last 6 months. Does that qualify? Deal. All right, good. There she goes, out the door. No, she won't be back no more. Truth be told, no surprise. Felt love fading by and by. Time to die like the falling leaves. Time to cry to my own heartbeat. Time to rise where the wind takes me. What's a man in this life with no one there by his side? Restless heart, stubborn pride, rambling on into the night. Time to die like the falling leaves. Time to cry to my own heartbeat. Time to rise where the wind takes me. Time to die like the falling leaves. Time to cry to my lone heartbeat. Time to ride where the wind takes me. There she goes, out the door. No, she won't be back no more. Truth be told, no surprise. Felt love fading by and by.
Nice one, too
Thank
short.
you. Short. Yeah. I like short.
I know.
She knows from my workshops. It's like, wait, short.
I know.
Not that shorter is better.
No, it's just a nice
It's
song.
the old less is more.
What's the name of the
Time to Die. And, that's quite a title. I really was like,
I just want
when I put it on, when I put the title on and I was posting it, I thought, do I really want a song called Time to Die? And I thought, but that is what's true. It was the death of a relationship, and the idea that death is not an end, it's a transformation. So I had time to die like the falling leaves. It was autumn. Time to cry to my own heartbeat, being alone, grief. These are the processes of adjusting, and then time to rise where the wind takes me, which is what comes up. So I really, it was a powerful image. So yeah, time to die.
It's a strong one. Could be a Deep Purple song as well.
Hey, all right, I'll take it. And this is the follow-up song. I realized, in case any of our viewers haven't realized, these are songs about a breakup. So I tend to write trilogies about significant times in my life. Sometimes I write more. I don't limit myself. It's not a conscious like, okay, I'm going to write 1, 2, and 3. But often I realize I've written 3 songs over a period of a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, as I process. Yeah, interesting. So to me, it's interesting. So there's a song that preceded that, and then it was sort of the realizing that things were maybe headed to an ending or a transition. Let's say we're still good friends and we're still in contact, and I don't believe in cutting people off. You say you love them, and then they do something. They choose a different path, and you say, "I don't love you anymore." It's like, so then came this song. This was the grief song, and actually, I don't want to prejudice you for the third song. Anyway, I'll just play it.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers. Okay, it's I won't even give you the title. Sometimes my heart aches missing you. Sometimes my heart just aches. This lifelong sense of loneliness I just can't seem to shake. As long as you were here with me, it kept old fears at bay. Of waking up alone again at the ending of my days. Thought you life is unpredictable. The road a shadowed path, and sure as there's no map ahead, there's just no going back. It's not as if I never knew my way led from your door. But even though these words ring true, I'd hoped for something more. Thought you maybe last one, I believe. You were the one who never leaves. Maybe the last time I believed. Only a dream, 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 only a dream. You were the one who never leaves. And maybe the last one, I believe. Maybe the last time I believe. Only a dream, 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 only a dream. Thank you.
So what's the title? Only a dream.
Only a dream. Yes, that one's more obvious.
Oh, the last time I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Some dreams come true.
Some dreams do come true. Yeah, that line, the last time I believe, it's still, this is a very fresh song, so when is a song ever finished, So lyrically, it's morphing. The main line is, you were the one who'd never leave. I thought you were the one who'd never, and maybe the last one, I believe. That's the main line. But then I started putting last time I believe, only a dream. And I'm not sure, I may just leave it as last one, I believe. Yeah, it's
I can see that.
Yeah. There's not a right or wrong answer, but I'm still figuring it out. Maybe we could poll our listeners at home. If you vote for text now.
Yeah, that's right. But you always go with how you feel in your body.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
When you sing it,
Yes.
is it true for
Yeah.
your body, not your brain?
Well, I will say something else, a little tell about this. When I wrote this, I realized it was true for the song, but I didn't actually believe. I mean, there's a part of me that was like, okay, this may be the last time I believe that I'm supposed to be with one person the rest of my life and all that. That was a valid consideration, ongoing. And yet, I am not someone who's like the last time I believe in a dream. That's just not me, So
Exactly.
yeah. So it's there's what's true and then there's what's true for the song.
Yeah, and I also thought I kind of don't buy it.
Yeah, you don't buy it. Yeah, well, and I wonder if that's because you know me, you don't buy it, or if you don't buy it when you hear the song, because that's the question. I don't know how to answer. I can't be objective about it.
Well, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So, Brett,
Yes.
what I thought maybe for all people who don't know what co-writing
Yes.
is, it might be interesting
Yeah.
to learn what co-writing
What co-writing
and
is, yeah.
for me, it would be interesting how can you improve your songwriting skills by co-writing?
By co-writing, yeah, I think the most value that can come from I'll say a productive co-write is that you get out of your box, your little box. You know, we all have our little comfort zone of like if I sit down and I pick up a guitar, I know what chord I go to. In fact, I've started writing a lot of songs without picking up my guitar lately, which was a tip I got from a songwriter in Ireland, Francie Conway, who said, I tell the young musicians, don't pick up your instrument because you're going to go immediately be limited to what you know how to do on your instrument. And I heard him say that. I thought, wow. And so, because I'm a singer first, I picked up guitar because I had to accompany myself, you know. So now I've been writing all kinds of stuff and then finding other musicians, and it becomes a much broader world of music. And so related to co-writing, if I'm writing, you know, you and I are writing a song, and first of all, I think the most important thing is being open, really being open, and being aware that you're not trying to control the process, because you know, that at least my ego, that little boy who was trying to protect himself will try and control everything. So he's still in there going, no, I want it my way, and my ideas are best, you know. But I just sort of scoot him to the side and say, yes, we're going to do the adults are going to do this now. So to really encourage each other, you end up going somewhere else. You create something. It's like two people having a child. I mean, you're mixing DNA and background and life experience and all that, and in the end, that child is distinctly influenced by both of you, and yet something separate, and hopefully the best elements of both of you into something new. So I found it radically altered and expanded my catalog of songs, if you will. Yeah.
It's interesting. I thought today, you know, with this ongoing war, I thought for me, songwriting, co-writing is also a lesson in diplomacy.
Oh yeah.
It's. I mean, you learn how to compromise and let go of your ego to respect your co-writing partners, and also to not show everything you think. You know, because you sometimes you realize something is important for the other person. You know, it might not be important for you, but you just can't let go. You know, because. Again, ego, you know, and at the end of the day, I sing my songs anyway, the way I want. Sure,
you know, you're always going to be. That's the thing. You have the freedom to go back and change it later. You know, but if you go in, I mean, diplomacy is a really good term, because if you go in to win, you know, if you go in to get what you want, that's not diplomacy. That's competition. You know, and that's diplomacy, as I understand it, is really listening and empathizing and putting yourself in the other person's shoes and saying, how would it, I don't know what it's like to be you over there, you know, in that country or in that situation. So tell me.
Yeah. And the other thing I always thought is curiosity.
Absolutely.
Is something, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I am curious too. Brett always said, you know, find out where the juice is.
The juice, yeah.
I love this. I love this phrase, you know, and to find out where the juice is, you know, in your collaboration partners, you know, is sometimes. Sometimes it matches, sometimes it doesn't at all, but it doesn't matter at all, you know. It's so important to find this spark of passion in people, you know, and from there, usually, you know, the process starts, you know.
And that's
running.
the child. I mean, that's what often is referred to as the inner child, you know, not to be childish, but to be childlike. And there's one of these, you know, there's so many memes out in the world, but one of them that I loved is no child is born a racist. You know, you put a bunch of children in a room small enough, you know, and not traumatized from any particular experience that they can recall, and they'll just start to play together. That's what they do, and that's what we can do if we can get to that openness, you know.
And I think you don't know really which kind of way is behind this person.
No, you don't know their history and their conditioning, and that's what. Yes. Yes.
Profession.
Yes.
And now here as a person, this is a result from the time behind.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why listening to the stories. Yeah.
Sometimes with the pain.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yes.
You
Yeah.
come together, and that's what she said.
Yeah. Curiosity.
So, yes.
And wonder, like I don't know, rather than saying, oh, I know, because the ego will immediately say, oh, that's that type of person, because it's all about protecting me, you know, but it's a totally archaic device. Yes, yeah. Yes, yeah.
And I think we also had this prompt. I don't know if it was at one of your retreats to avoid the word I.
Yes, getting that sounds like a prompt I might have given. I don't know. It might be from another workshop, but yes, moving away. Oh yeah, when you're talking about your process, yes, not saying, well, I came up with this and I came up with that, you know. Or the other one that is one of my pet peeves. When people say, you know, when you feel this and you know when you feel that, I say, no, try actually using I in this case, you know, I feel this and when I feel this, because then you're actually owning your emotion rather than saying, you know how we all, no, we don't all.
Yeah, this is I once interviewed Annika Feeling and I asked her if co-writing isn't something also based on psychology, you know, and she said, yes, sure. And because I think there's so much wisdom from psychology flows into this, you know, without having the methods or, you know.
Specifically, not calling it a psychology. Yeah, but it's talking therapy in a way. I mean, co-writing is, and songwriting circles, you're telling your stories. And, you know, you come to the circle and say, hi, I'm Brett, I'm a songwriter.
I was wondering today, you do retreats also in what was it, Lithuania?
Actually, yes, yeah. I've been working with the Taez Festival in Lithuania, in Vilnius, and I have done workshops. But funny enough, they've asked me this year to do a retreat, so I will be doing a 3-day workshop retreat, mini retreat, power weekend, we'll call it. Yeah, and then there's Ireland, Italy. Greenland is every other year, although things, you know, everything's been on hold, and California 4 times a year now, and Denmark once a year.
Yeah, and I thought maybe this is something we could, you know, bring to the world, you know, more songwriters from Russian countries.
Yeah. Well, and actually, you mentioned Annika. She and I and Juhani Jäger from Estonia put together a Nordic-Baltic retreat. We did several events, and in one of those was a Ukrainian and a Russian writer, and I'm still in contact with them, and of course they're both horrified by what's going on, and they're, you know, they're on the side of peace. They're not on the, you know, it's not about, of course, yeah.
You have to be careful. The Russian people are not Putin.
No, exactly, yeah. You know, absolutely. Just like Americans aren't Trump or Biden for that matter. I mean, our political leaders are political leaders, and you know, somebody's got to do it, but they don't represent half the country even when they're really doing well. You know, it's, you know.
I have read on Facebook
Yeah.
people write to Russian people that
Yeah.
things.
No, it's not good. No. No, you can't villainize the people. You know, the politicians are the ones, and they have their own agenda, power, basically.
Okay, I get my guitar going.
Yes.
2 more songs.
That's what it says on the plan here.
Nearing the end. Yeah, another follow-up songwriting of Lost Country. You remember Lost Country?
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And Butterfly Drawing. I don't know if you ever heard the song Butterfly Drawings.
I don't recognize the title.
I met Anne Burns. She came to Berlin after the retreat.
Yeah, in Ireland.
You know.
Yeah.
And we started writing a song. And after we had 4 lines, she suddenly said, "Where am I?" And I thought, oh my God, this is very interesting. Is this a different approach to songwriting, you know? And she started repeating it, and then on. And then at the end of the day, she had a global amnesia episode, and I took her to hospital.
Wow.
And when she came back, she told me about her visions, and supposedly the pressure was too much for her because she came to understand why the Second World War had happened, and went to Ravensbrück, the concentration camp, and stuff like that, right? And because she lost her Uncle Sonny very young on a field in France, you know, so when she left, I kept on working on the song, you know, and then I thought it's called Butterfly Drawings, you know, and then one day I doubted if I should sing the song. And then there was a butterfly caught in my window. And I let it out, and I thought, okay, this is the sign.
The universe said
yes. The universe said, sing the song.
Yes.
So, here it is. Have to check a new guitar.
Yes, I was going to say, what beautiful guitar, beautiful new
how
guitar.
How it reacts. Grateful that I came here. Surprisingly, there is no fear. You brought me here to understand why. Don't know where I'm going. Help me. Help me. Help uniform. Yeah, good song. I like it. So, and now, Lost Country. Now, Lost Country. There's so much grief inside of me. Oh, take me back to my lost country. One day I'll walk in the green fields my father's eyes have seen, beloved mountains where the rivers sing. Oh, take me back to my lost country. There's so much love inside of me. Boys in too short black suits, hiding scant knees, shy girls in white dresses, that could have been me. Everything I know, everything I love. The stars are watching from above. If I have the courage to look back, if I have the courage not to forget, oh, take me back to my lost country. There's so much love inside of me. Yeah, those are really two fantastic songs. I really loved them.
It's good to have songs we love, because then we can bring that when we play them,
Yeah,
That joy.
that's just, yeah. So, plans for the future.
Plans, yeah, what's that?
For which future, no?
Again, I think it can be interpreted. I like to interpret it as a positive thing. That now, when I say, like we have this habit in the U.S., we'll say, see you later, Well, you never know if you're going to see someone later. I mean, it's an assumption, right? So, and in the Muslim faith, I would hear these gentlemen say, inshallah, inshallah. So I finally asked, what is that? And it said, God willing, so... Yeah, and I don't use the term God, but I use universe willing. So, see you in a week, universe willing, So I think it just brings us to the awareness that don't take anything for granted. So I have a lot of. I also practice not being attached to outcome. I've been working on that one for a long time.
I know.
Yes.
I love this. This was very inspiring for me, by the way.
Yeah, the idea that dream your dreams and work towards their realization, and to do your best to surrender attachment to outcome, because that's the one thing you don't have total control over. You can control how much effort you're going to put in and how big you dream. So I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of desires, and I do not have a lot of attachment to their outcome. So that's my planning. I mean, the retreats are back on. I've got 7 of them on the calendar this year, and I also have 7 songwriting festivals, one-day festivals, and 4 of them in California, and 1 in Ireland, 1 in Italy, and then the Copenhagen Festival I no longer produce, but I'm on the advisory board for that. Yeah. So there were a lot of plans pre-pandemic. Also, really bad timing, but that was the one time I had a little bonus money. I mentioned that my brother had passed away and he'd left some money, so I thought, I'm going to buy all my tickets in advance for 2020. Oh, the universe had a big laugh on that. So I have been just haggling to get the credit back. I've spent so much time on the phone with airlines and with consolidators and Expedia and all this, so.
Another lesson learned.
Another lesson learned. Yes. Don't plan too far ahead.
Speaking about festivals.
Yes.
I will, together with Christian, we will organize 3 festivals. These
day-long festivals. Cool. Here in Berlin.
In Berlin.
Exciting. We'll have to talk
Songwriters
more about
for Peace.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're so looking forward, and we got there was so much feedback of colleagues.
Support.
We're talking about making fun about we only play for money.
Yeah. We're in the wrong career, baby.
And nobody asked for money, and they all said we're there in case you need us. We'll be there, and
that's great.
This was really touching. I must say, this
Yeah.
also something. Pre-pandemic, I don't know, also pre-war also would never have happened.
Different spirit. People are definitely
different spirit. So
yeah.
So cool. So 2 more songs.
Okay.
Brett.
Yes. Now.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun and making all this money. So I have, I'm leading all these co-writing retreats, and I've co-written a lot of songs in my life. But in the last few years, I've not been co-writing so much, just a function of, getting more into my own work. But my daughter and I, she's 12 now, but when she was 5, we live in Denmark, and it was November, which is very gray. Probably like Berlin, I suppose, in November. I don't know. I'm from Los Angeles, so gray November boy, I'm really over the whole Scandinavian winter thing. But anyhow, the sun came out for a moment. And she said, "Daddy, look, the sun came out." And we were both so excited, because I think she was more excited for me because she knew how much I needed that moment of sunshine. And so she said, "Let's skip," because that's what a 5-year-old, And so we went skipping down the street. And I said, "Isn't it great to just feel good for no particular reason?" And so that was the theme. And I gave her 50-50 co-writing credit on the song because, it was our discussion, and the skipping was the rhythm of the song. Well, it ended up on the album of the Pawn Shop Preachers, and that got into the first round of Grammy voting, which that's as far as it went, but still was nice to be in there. And it got on the radio in several countries, and I signed her up for CODA, the Performing Rights Society, like GEMA in Germany, and she got money. Now, not a lot of money, but for her, like 20 kroner, which is like, €3 is a lot of money, at age 5. So at age 7, she's like, "I'm going to be a songwriter for my career." And I said, no. What have I done? Anyhow, but now that she's 12 and much more savvy, she says, "Daddy, you do know that you have to play that song every show, because then I get more money." So I'm not playing it purely financially motivated by her, because it's a fun song anyway. And it's an up-tempo song, and I thought I should do something happy after giving you all my serious, deep contemplation. It's called "I Just Feel Good for No Particular Reason." I just feel good for no particular reason. I just feel good for no particular reason. That's the reason I feel good. Just feel good for no particular reason. Just feel good for no particular reason. I just feel good for no particular reason. That's the reason I feel good. Sun is shining, you look fine, and why don't we just run off for the day? Traffic's wailing, let's go sailing. No one's gonna miss us anyway. What do you say? I just feel good for no particular reason. Just feel good for no particular reason. I just feel good for no particular reason. That's the reason I feel good. That's the reason I feel good. That's the reason I feel good. Oh, you made a 12-year-old happy.
I just felt like I should.
Absolutely, I was smiling. I'm like, this is a sing-along, but I didn't announce that because. Okay, well, now that we've wandered into pawn shop preacher's territory, my country project where I get to do fun songs. You know, the wonderful thing with country songs is you can twist lines that you wouldn't get away with in pop songs, you know. So we have songs like I'm longing for a short-term relationship, you know, little twists. And this one is a song that's near and dear to my heart and also my head. It's called She Loves My Belly and My Bald Spot. Loves my belly and my bald spot. Doesn't care if I talk a lot. Says I'm funny when I know I'm not. Wanna give her everything I got. More than just the birds and bees. She's the only girl for me. Often send her a forget-me-not. Loves my belly and my bald spot. Not quite the kind of guy to settle down. I long to sail the seven seas, but something about her turned my head around. Finally found someone to believe. Loves my belly and my bald spot. Doesn't care if I talk a lot. Says I'm funny when I know I'm not. Wanna give her everything I got. More than just the birds and bees. She's the only girl for me. Often send her a forget-me-not. Loves my belly and my bald spot. I wanna give her everything I got. Loves my belly and my bald spot. I'm pushing 60 and she thinks I'm hot. Loves my belly and my bald spot. I've been working on that ending for like 40 years, you know. Got to use what you got.
Great. Yeah, this was wonderful having you here tonight, Brett.
Lovely to be here.
A lot of fun, deep conversation, interesting songwriter talk. I'm overjoyed.
Me too. And they also have great food here, by the way, if anyone's thinking of visiting this lovely establishment.
We probably have something to eat now.
Yes, if the kitchen's still open, I'm in.
Exactly. And I want to thank the Terzo Mondo and Robert tonight at the desk and for taking very good care of us, and we are very happy to be here. And the next time we'll be here is a very interesting thing. I wrote my third book. and it's gonna be published, and I will read from it on April 30th.
Yes.
And I'm so happy because it took 2 publishers and over 4 years to get this on the way. So you can imagine I'm overjoyed.
That's great.
And next musical date will be May 21st with Stefan Saffer, and I'm looking very much forward to this too. So thank you, Christian. Thank you, Renate.
Yes.
And Brett again. And yeah.
It's the first time I have the musicians all from
This is the enjoy.
Yes. Personal concert.
We'll do one last song from Bob Dylan, and let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Last song. Ain't going nowhere. So swift, rain won't lift, gate won't close, railings froze. Get your mind off winter time, you ain't going nowhere. Ooh, you ride me high, tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Pack up your tent, you ain't going nowhere. Ooh, you ride me high, tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh Lord, we're gonna fly down in the easy chair. Doesn't shoot, tailgates and substitutes. Strap yourself to the dream of fruits. You ain't going nowhere. Ooh, you ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Genghis Khan, he could not keep all his kings supplied with sleep. We'll climb that hill, no matter how steep, when we get up to it. Ooh, you ride me high, tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh Lord, we're gonna fly down in the easy chair. Ooh, ride me high, tomorrow's the day my bride
tide's gonna come. Oh Lord, we're gonna fly down in the easy chair. Down in the easy chair. Down in the easy chair.
Thank you for listening. Good night,
Yes.
everybody. Wonderful to be
Thank
here.
you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have you ever been in Nashville?
Oh, yes, many times. Yeah, not recently, but I used to go there fairly regularly.